Alright guys, this is SuBK, and today I'm basically going to be answering a question of how to get your profile back. If you didn't sign up already with using the method I showed you in the previous video, that means you might as well give up because you're not getting it back because you didn't register it. So if you don't register it, it doesn't you can't get it back. So after this match, I'm doing the new quest on chapter 16. After this quest, I'll show you guys how to sign up and also how to sign in. So the thing with that is that when you want to keep your profile, as you guys can see, I have a new LE. I got him after the 20 on the Great War. Honestly speaking, I didn't really do that much in the Great War. I just did enough to get 150. I didn't really care about getting some the first place or anything like that. Simply because I didn't notify you guys or anything like that about the Great War when I'm very well supposed to. Sorry about that, guys, but I took it upon myself not to really participate because I didn't really need to. I just wanted 150. So I just participated enough to get 150 so I could get a new LE unit. So thing that I'm gonna do or make sure I do is go to the Challenger's Cave to collect some gems and stuff. Now, I may have him on my team, but in my opinion, my honest opinion, he's a good unit, but if you're gonna be entering some place like the Challenger's Cave, he's not all that great. Simply because one of his abilities is a healing ability. You may think that's yeah, that ability will really come in handy. But sometimes it's better to attack than heal. I already have a healer, so him having that healing ability is more of a liability than a necessity or or something that would do me any good. Cause sometimes he might be healing my units and I get to floor. Let's just kick out a random hard floor, 150, 450, and a dark attribute monster comes up and starts attacking him. His life will drop ridiculously. He might die, and I'm assed out because I lose one monster that could protect my healer. And my healer has the same weakness attribute that he does, darkness. So if he gets destroyed, my healer will follow right after. And then I have to figure out some plan as to how to do it until I get to 500. Because 500 is the goal. I did a little bit yesterday. I think I went to floor 70. I just ejected out of it earlier because I was planning to do this video. So that's the reason why you see me not in it right now. Another thing is pulling hasn't been all that great for me. I went in. Oh yeah, you're probably wondering how I got 20. It's because I went into the Challenger's Cave and they gave me 30, no, 50, 20, 30 or something around that number for clearing 70 floors. So you can get a significant amount of gems just by going into the Challenger's Cave. You could just go 70 and you still get somewhat enough, well actually enough to do one pull on the discounted banner or gotcha. I'm about to collect a 5. I'm contemplating whether or not to pull on the new banner or the one that's right there. Because with me, of course, getting a new unit is great and all, but I'm more so doing it just to collect units Because the better your units are, the better things could be. Especially for like the Great War. So if you go in, you could rank up more points because you'll win more often. So let's check out their stats. So this is what they're trying to apply. The new, the healer unit. Not a healer unit, I believe. Basically, they're taking one of the N units. I believe the healer or the enchanter, one or two of those, and basically giving her an LE form that transcends all the way up to her final form, which is this one. So you see her magic attacks, her magic stats are pretty great. Instead of being like an enchanter like she's normally is, she's a mage, which is pretty good. Her abilities, if I had to give it a rating, I'd say it's 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. Simply because she only has one ability that goes for a long range. And you think, yeah, she also has 2 more abilities that do the same thing, but they go in a typical pattern. So they can't really like just attack any units that are like coming in a certain vicinity of her. So if they come in up, what's a good phrase for it? So basically all the blank spots units can be in and still attack her. And she can only attack going forward, back, side, and side. So she'd be somewhat vulnerable to other mages, but I still haven't figured out the whole mage attack, how that works. I still haven't figured that out. How much damage magic's supposed to do? Because I see that there's defense only for like, there's like one attribute, defense. That's it. So I'm kind of confused about that. The whole translation between defense. So yeah, so those 3 are the new units. For an SSR, her attacks are pretty high, but she has a low fire tolerance and dark tolerance. So I decided to pull on it. And we got nothing. As you can already tell, let's go into the reason why we're doing this video in the first place. Probably wondering, why are you not collecting that unit you just got? Because I don't care for it. As you can tell by when earlier I went in to get the gems, I leave a lot of units in that in my mailbox. A lot of them. Don't even try to pick them up or anything like that. I just leave them there. I could like eat them or something. All right, so right over here, transfer and ANAP. So what you're gonna do to data transfer, if you're trying to transfer it to another phone, ANAP, you do that only when you're trying to transfer your code from your phone to your computer, because I believe there's an app or like a computer program that's called ANAP that you're supposed to use to play this game. I got a complaint about it like a couple weeks ago or a week ago, where somebody was struggling using it because it wasn't functioning and doing its job. So I'm not too sure about using that, but this is how you transfer it to your this is how you transfer data. Is how you transfer it to another phone. I would click the button, but I don't remember if I already did it myself to record my profile. Cause once I go in here and I do, and you guys see it, my profile can be stolen. So I'm not gonna really go into that, but I could tell you the process. You print in a password, Then you record. Then you click the button down below, the big red button. Then it gives you a code, and that code you're supposed to put on the top part. Then put the password in the bottom to like sign in, which I'll show you right now. So let's go back to the home screen. Hopefully there's a function where we can go back to the home screen. It's not looking like there's a function to go back to the home screen. So we're gonna have to do this the hard way. I know my back is wavy. My background on my phone is incredibly. Oh my god, I just can't anymore. Can't with myself. Anyway, so we click transfer and after you click the transfer button, then it would go boom, keep going. Then it go transfer data ID. That's what you put in. That's the code they give you. That's just one you're supposed to screenshot or like write down. The password is the password you enter to get your transfer code, because you have to enter a password. Make sure it's something that you can remember easily, and that's how you get your code. Yeah, for those who are wondering how to like get it to English, just go up top here, click English. And then it'll download majority of the game translated, not the entire thing translated, but majority. Because originally this was meant to be a Japanese player game, but because of a lot of complaints from yours truly and a lot of other players, they decided to like translate it to a degree and make it extra download content, because the game is usually like 1.3 gigs or something, and it went up to like 800 500 gig extra gigs. So it's like, what I mean by that is like 1.8 gigs, 1.65, depending on whether or not you're downloading it now, or you're like already had it and you updated it regularly. So that's the big difference between whether or not it's going to be like a ridiculous amount of memory or not at all. This has been SuBK. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Any further questions, leave it down below. Any app games you want me to visit, also leave it down below.